Welcome to today's rendition of the Fairport Harbor Public Library Test Kitchen. Wait, no, really, this is the Fairport Harbor Public Library Test Kitchen, not kitchen.
On location.
On location. Thank you. There it is. We are on location at Fairport Harbor Congregational Church for no other reason than parking is a bear at the library. So we're moving it here because there are a whole bunch of us and we're going to cook here for the next couple of months. It'll be fun. Wait, you'll see. All right, Leah's now. We are going to do this evening, for your entertainment pleasure, we are making the vegan, yes, vegan version of the ever popular green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole. Well, not only a vegan version, we're making it from scratch. I think that's the important part.
Okay.
You can make this non-vegan just as easily as you can make it vegan, but it's not coming out of a can. So we're starting with cream of mushroom, and we're going to make something that resembles the stuff in a can, but with only a few ingredients.
And no preservatives.
Yep.
And no can.
No
which
can.
is even more important.
So this doesn't take very long to make. It's very simple, and you can tell your family that you made it from scratch and they might be impressed. Depends who your family is.
Or they might, never mind, I won't say the words I usually say to describe green bean casserole.
You don't like it?
Oh, I love it,
Oh.
but it's disgusting.
I don't know. I've never thought so, but
Then you read the ingredients, didn't you?
I don't know. I don't really remember it like from when I was a kid. I think we had it, but I either ate it or not, but didn't give it much thought. But then since I've been making it from scratch, I don't think of it as being gross or unhealthy or whatever.
That's fair.
But
I didn't even know what this stuff was till I was in my 20s, well into my 20s. Because you ate green bean casserole in your Italian household?
my mom's family is not Italian.
Oh, okay. That explains it all.
Yeah, at my dad's family, I don't remember it being there. There was sweet potatoes and apricots and ham.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever had baklava? Do you remember baklava?
Yes, I don't eat it obviously, but yeah, we always have.
Baklava is what I'm thinking of. The 7 fish nastiness.
There's lots of fishes. Yeah, there's usually a lot more than 7.
That stuff is a little scary.
Yeah, fried smelts. We're talking about Italian Christmas dishes for some reason because we are making an American Thanksgiving dish right now, but it takes a long time to chop these mushrooms small, and that's the first thing you need to do. And this knife isn't doing me any favors, but
I'm sorry.
it's okay. This is enough to start with, so this is good. Do we have a skillet on?
No, you want me to turn it? And this is the dice, guys.
You can really make them any size you want. If you're someone that likes mushrooms a lot and you're like, yeah, this is a scratch-made cream of mushroom green bean casserole, then leave them big so you can see them and everyone knows that you chopped up these mushrooms. If you want more of the consistency you get from the can, take your time, go slow, make sure you cut each mushroom. You know, you could do this so you get each one nice and thin, and then you stack them. My hand is definitely blocking it, but you just make a lot smaller strips than what I did.
Teeny tiny dices.
Yeah. And then these will cook down to be more like the size you would see in the can.
In the soup.
So if you want more of that, where they're just for some flavor, they're not part of the show, then go ahead and make them small. You can even throw them in the food processor and blitz them up a couple times, and then you would have had this done yesterday. No, just get pulse a few times. Okay, so we're gonna move this show over to the stove right now. So we're going to start with some butter in the pan.
This is a stove that will live through the apocalypse. We were told that by the stove repair guy.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah. even the new stove repair guy, because the original stove repair guy went out of business, or retired. I don't understand how that's possible, but okay. No, but anybody that comes to work on this stove loves it. Because it's just a stove. It doesn't count, it doesn't read bread, it doesn't tell you anything except on and off, and
That's it. Fire, no fire.
that's right. You want more flame under this?
I don't know. I can't see it. Maybe a little bit. All we want to do is cook the mushrooms down. You can get them to be a little bit brown, but we're not going to crisp them or anything like that. We just want to wait till they have released all of their moisture. So they're going to get really small. And mushrooms can take a decently high heat because they do have so much moisture in them. So you don't have to really worry about them burning until that water comes out.
Just so you know, I am capable of burning mushrooms. But I'm capable
It can definitely happen.
anything.
Yeah.
That was vegan butter, by the way. No animals are being harmed in the process of making this from scratch green bean casserole. Do those need to be rinsed? Because I don't think they're thawed all the way.
No, they'll be fine.
All right.
So if you don't want to use vegan butter, but you also want it to be dairy free, or even if you just like olive oil, you can use olive oil for this. There's no reason it has to be any version of butter.
And there it is, cooking with the thing in the red pot is cabbage soup. Want to see? Okay, while I throw things on the floor, some things never change. And we're going to turn her. Whoops. Oh, come on, you brat. This is my ongoing wrestling match with this perfect stove. Yes, it is.
You didn't say it didn't have its quirks. You said it was a great stove.
It is a great stove, and it does have its quirks. And I'm not afraid to light something with a match, so.
Do we have salt and pepper in here?
We do. Excuse me, please, ma'am.
Here's some salt right here. All right, so salt helps mushrooms release their liquid. I don't like to put it in right away. I put it in towards the end.
Here you go, kiddo.
Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, so we are, as you know, making this vegan, but I didn't say we were making it healthy. And if you want to make it healthy, just skip the butter in this part. Just do kind of a dry saute on your mushrooms. Add the salt early. They'll release their liquid. They'll cook themselves without needing to add any extra butter because we're about to add more. So this is the...
And what is Thanksgiving without butter?
Exactly. So basically, you need the extra fat that we're adding right now to make a roux. Which knob am I working with here? Oh, that's okay.
Color.
Not that one. Okay. So you're going to add about the same amount of flour as you use butter. And mix it all up until you don't see any more dry flour, and then let it cook for a couple minutes to get the rawness out of the flour. And then Kathy's going to be ready with our milk and or vegetable broth.
Vegetable broth.
Perfect.
It needs to be made already? Yeah?
I don't need you. I need water, but I don't need it to be mixed with that. We can add that in.
Okay.
So you're going to have these mushrooms that are coated with our butter and flour mixture, and that's what's going to thicken the sauce. And the longer that you cook this, the richer and deeper of a flavor you'll have. So like if you put it now where we're ending it, it'll be a light cream color. If you keep going, you can get a darker brown, and that would be more like gumbo or something. Not that you can't make a dark roux green bean casserole. You totally can, but that's not what we're doing right now. So we're adding just water, which is going to turn into vegetable broth. So pretend that this is vegetable broth, because it's going to be. Just add a little bit at first and mix in all the flour you want it to be coated. If you add it too fast, you can get lumps. So add a little bit at a time and fully stir it.
You know, I think this is the first time I've ever seen you add a little bit at a time.
You have to for this, otherwise you'll have a lumpy sauce. Yeah, normally we just go for it, but
Yeah,
some things
usually it's just pour it in there.
some things take a little bit of finesse, and this is one of them. A whisk works well in this situation too.
One of those.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just saying, like, if you're at home and thinking that you're not getting everything incorporated, or that you start to see little dough clumps, get out a whisk.
Sometimes a fork is easier.
Fork works well too. All right. And once it's creamy, you have less of a risk of forming clumps. So if you get to this stage and it's smooth, where you can see all the mushrooms and there's gravy swimming all around it, you have some visible liquid there, then you can add more of your broth. So we need basically enough gravy here to coat all of our green beans, and that's all we're going for. So we're going to make sure it gets thickened, which it will as we cook it. We're also going to add the actual flavoring,
which is better than bouillon.
Yes, our favorite vegetable broth.
Hard to find, but yummy.
Yeah, we like this because unlike the boxes of vegetable broth that you buy on the shelf, you can control the saturation of flavor, and you can add it to things that are maybe like a milk base. It doesn't have to be just liquid. You can add the flavoring to anything you want.
You want a different spoon?
Yes. I'm not going to use our gravy spoon in this, so we'll get a different one and then we'll add the flavors. There you go. Thanks. So this is the part where we just have to taste it and then add more, taste, add more. If you start cooking this and you think you got it too thin, it's not thickening anymore, you don't know what to do, you think Thanksgiving is ruined, you can add more flour. But you cannot add plain flour into simmering liquid like this. You have to mix it with water first. So make sure that it's like pourable liquid, enough that it'll fully mix together and there's no lumps in there, and then you add that into the simmering liquid and cook it, and it'll thicken up.
Which is why you keep the better than bouillon jars when they're empty, because that's the best size jar to mix flour and water to add to roux.
It is. It is. I use them for that too. All right, I think I got it pretty spot on with the
Looks beautiful.
amount of flavor we have there. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper because I like black pepper. if you don't leave it out. White pepper also would be very nice in this, especially if you make this with like a milk or creamy something. You'll have a brighter white flavor, and if you don't want to see the black pepper, then white peppers.
Do you recommend, I would use almond milk?
I would too, as long as you just have to be extra sure that it is unsweetened and not vanilla flavored.
Vanilla or chocolate or something.
Right, always check the label. Most of them say, a lot of them are original flavor, and the original flavor has sugar added. So you need it to be original and unsweetened. If you're not sure, check the label. If it has added sugar, don't use that one, because then you'll have a sugary green bean casserole, and I'm sure no one wants that.
Well, except for Kat. You want both bags?
Yes. So because we made this in a cast iron skillet, this entire thing can go in the oven, which is nice. Alright, so we are using frozen green beans. You of course can use fresh. I don't recommend using canned. If it's all you have, go for it. But less time in the oven, because those are already really soft beans and they don't hold up as well to the cooking process. And they're a little soggy and they taste kind of canned. But like I said, use what you got. So
that's true. There is, yeah.
It's hard to explain, but there's a canned flavor.
No, there is. It's like canned. If you use canned mushrooms, open them, drain them, and chop them. Then.
Yeah, and rinse as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are doing that, and then we're using
the ever
old tried and
popular
true
crispy fried onions. Ta-da!
We can turn off or turn off that. I'm gonna go all over. I know some people like to do just the border on the edge. I don't understand that.
What is the point of it then?
Yeah, I mean obviously this is the best part. So load it up, and then this whole thing goes in the oven. It's gonna be fully cooked in a few seconds, really. As long as the beans are hot and covered in gravy, you can eat it. But putting it in the oven is going to continue to thicken that gravy. It's going to coat the green beans. It's going to make sure they're all cohesive, and it's going to brown the onions and make them sort of part of the dish. And
then it will be more beautifuler.
It will be more beautifuler. It'll taste better. It'll taste like you spent hours making it, and it took us, what, like 15 minutes? And then, so we're going to put it in the oven at 375. Really, any temperature is fine. So if everything else you've got going is 350 or 425, it's fine. Just watch it. And once your top is brown, pull it out. It'll take 20 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on the size of your pan. You can do a giant casserole of it. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. It's done when it's done. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.